Hey, today we will be making 3 different cocos, 10 second, 1 minute and 10 minute one. Then at the end I will compare the 3 and see if the extra time and money is worth it or not. Okay, so without further ado, let's go and make some cocoa, baby! Everyone loves a cup of warm cocoa with a good book on a cold autumn evening. So let's get into making one, shall we? First, we will make the quickest hot cocoa. Okay, so for this, you will need a coffee machine and a cup. Hold up. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. Not everyone has a coffee machine, but that's why I will be comparing all 3 of them at the end. And also I need a third way to make cocoa, so yeah. Okay, first step is that you will need to press the button with the cocoa icon or hot chocolate in this case. It still uses the same power. Second step is to wait 10 seconds and voila! Your cocoa is ready. It's that simple and very easy to make. Great, now the 1 minute cocoa. First, get a cup of milk. Now heat it on a stovetop or just put it in a microwave for 1 minute or so until it's pretty hot. How to know if it's hot? Well, it should form a thin milk skin on top like so. Yummy. Also, for my vegan friends, you can substitute cow's milk with any milk you want. Vegan certified. Okay, now to the hot milk, add a teaspoon of instant cocoa powder, mix a little bit, and it's done. Now that was Nesquik. Because I used Nesquik. Sorry, I'll show myself out. Also, fuck Nestle. Not sponsored, obviously. Okay, so now we're done with this one. Now all that's left is a final boss, the 10-minute cocoa. Now for this one, we will use some fat milk. If you can get your hands on milk straight from the cow's teat, use that. All I had on hand was at least 3.5% fat pasteurized milk, so it will work fine also. Great, now get a small saucepot. To that, add in a tiny bit, 1/3 of a cup of water, turn on the heat to medium high. Then, pour in half a liter of milk. Wait until the mixture starts to boil. Milk skin. Yummy. While you wait, combine 1 tablespoon of unsweetened cocoa powder and a tablespoon of white granulated sugar. Now mix everything. When it starts to boil, start adding in your cocoa sugar mixture while mixing everything. Then add in a pinch of salt and about a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Now again, wait for it to come to a simmer. Let it simmer for 2 minutes, turn off the heat and let it sit for another 2 or so. Pour it into a cup and top it with a gallop of whipped cream. Where do you get the whipped cream from, you might ask? Well, let's just whip some whipped cream ourselves. That's a tongue twister. In a container, pour in about 50 milliliters of heavy whipping cream and about 1 teaspoon of powdered sugar. Now if you never whipped cream before, it might not turn out on the first try. So don't be scared. Start whipping on medium-high speed with a mixer until the cream has stiff peaks. It should take about 30 seconds to a minute or so. Be careful to not over whip it. Now, as you can see, I failed trying to whip the cream. After 8 minutes, no peaks have formed. I believe the problem was that I forgot to shake up the cream before using it yesterday. That's why there isn't enough fat left here today, so don't do what I did, kids. But it's no big deal, we can still use it. Pour it in our glass of cocoa and it sits nicely on top. And we're done. Perfect. 3 different cocos. Now let's taste them and compare them. First, let's start off with 10-minute cocoa. This is a great cocoa. It tastes great. That sort of whipped cream on top gives it that fresh, sweet, fatty, foamy touch. Also, it has that iconic taste of homemade cocoa and a hint of vanilla somewhere in there. At least for me, it reminds me of my mom making me this cocoa when I was little. So for that nostalgia aspect alone, I rated it 9.5 dairy cows out of 10. Good. Now, the 1-minute cocoa. I called it cocoa because it's too thin to be hot chocolate and too hot to be chocolate milk. I know, I might be wrong, and that's alright. If you think I'm wrong, comment down below and subscribe! Shameless plug. Now, let's talk about this cup. Well, I mean, it's plain, it's sweet, and it's simple. If you just need some cocoa / hot chocolate / chocolate milk and you have this stuff laying around, it's great. Fill a cup with milk and 1 minute later, you're done. So, for being so easy to make and for not so bad taste, I would rate it 4 child slavery lawsuits out of 7.625. 489. Okay, and lastly, 10-second cocoa. It was very easy and quick to make because it only took 2 steps and took less than 10 seconds. Just put your cup and it's done. The cocoa itself tasted good in my opinion. It even had that foamy milk on top, better than the 1-minute one for sure, even though it used the same cocoa/hot chocolate mix. But for a struggling student, a price tag of $18,000 for a coffee machine is quite a steep one, and for that reason I will give it -$17,993 out of 10. Now, the winner. Drumroll please. The 10-minute cocoa is the winner. Congrats! If you put just a little bit more time into the cocoa making, it is definitely worth it. If you enjoyed this video, you might be interested in one of these. See you in the next one. Peace! Thanks for watching. Like and sub please.